Hi folks, I thought I would show you how to turn in your Scratch project so that I can see it and view it on Moodle. So this is my Scratch project. This is a Pong game that I worked on with my computer science class at West Bridgewater. It's basically a general Pong game, but you're supposed to knock down those shellfish and then you're supposed to avoid the diver. So supposedly I'm working on adding lives so that if you get hit by the diver 3 times, the game ends. But it's sort of still a work in progress. But I think I'm ready to turn it in anyway. You don't have to be completely finished with absolutely every plan that you wanted to make on your Scratch game. Hopefully you're working towards a list, but if you didn't get to everything, that's okay. So in looking at this screen, I'm ready to turn it in. I think I've done enough to get full credit. So if you look up here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, there's this share button here. This is critical. A lot of people forget to do this step, and then I cannot view their Scratch project. In Scratch, you have to click this button, Share, in order to make your project public. Now, sometimes what happens is you might have seen an exclamation point there next to the share button, and you have to have verified your email address with your Scratch account before they will allow you to share anything. So you may have to go back to the email account that you used when you made your Scratch game and find their email that they sent you and verify your email address. So you may need to do that first. So please make sure that you've done that, because if you have not, your game will not be shared and I won't be able to grade it and you'll end up getting a 0. So in the meantime, I had already verified my email account, so my project shared. I can tell because down here on the project page, it says shared 22 September 2015. I had already shared this before. So my game is ready to go. What you want to do is there's a couple of things to do on this screen. You want to give instructions to the player, keep the ball up. I could say use the mouse to control the paddle, knock down the shellfish, and avoid the diver. And in the notes and credits section, I could say if I had used a project as a starter, but I didn't, so I don't need to put that down. Another thing I might put in the notes and credits section is I might say that Music Socks 15, which is another user, helped me figure out how to control the diver and have it appear after the score reached a certain point. Maybe I copied some code from Music Socks, and I want to give them credit for the work that I borrowed from them. It's perfectly fine to learn how to do things from other people, but you want to give them credit so that you keep it fair. So once this is all set and I've added some instructions and any credits that need to be added, it's important that I come up here to the address bar in the browser and I copy this web address. This web address is critical. This is what's going to allow me to find your game. So Control C to copy that. Now I'm going to go over to my video game website. This is the video game website, and I'm logged in here in a student view. So hopefully what I see here is what you see when you look at the game. I'm going to scroll down to session 4 here, and I'm going to look at the items that are available for session 4. Right here, there's a link that says turn in your Pong game. You can see that it's an assignment because it has a picture of a hand holding a piece of paper. So this is an assignment place. It's somewhere that's going to allow you to turn in an assignment. When you turn in an assignment in this fashion, this is not public to the group. This is just private, just between you and I. So you'll notice that here I put the instructions, and here's a link to the rubric. What you want to do anytime you turn in a project for a teacher, and especially in this class, you want to take a look at the rubric last thing right before you turn it in. And you want to go through the rubric and ask yourself, where does your project fall on this rubric? Hopefully, ideally, on my rubric, you want to be in the excellent category. It's worth 4 points, and hopefully you're not in good, average, or needs more work. But so we're going to concentrate on this column right here. So how's my product design and creativity? I think it's pretty creative and demonstrates unique ideas. So I'm pretty happy with it. User friendly. I think it's user friendly, so I'm good with that. How are my scripts? Are they all working? And am I using some advanced programming techniques? Yeah, I think so. And then for this project, the thing to keep in mind is this section down here called the extra features. The student needs to add at least 4 more features from the list of additional features below. Basically, to start out, your design needed to include the minimum steps in the tutorial: a backdrop, a ball, a paddle, make the ball move and bounce, follow the mouse with the paddle. Then add a sound and add a challenge, make the game stop if the ball hits the bottom. Then you needed to add some of the other features, in the enhance and customize section. So set the starting position, add a scoreboard. Those things were part of the tutorial and they were required in this game. And then in order to get full credit for this game, you need to add at least 4 more features from the list of features that you would have to kind of figure out how to do on your own, or you could research them or whatever. So these are a list of things that students have done in my previous classes, but you could add something different if you wanted to. So one possibility is to make your Pong game 2-player. You could animate the paddle. You could add a game over backdrop. That's what I did. You could freeze the paddle on the y-axis. I did that also, so that my paddle just goes side to side and it doesn't move up and down. You could lose a point when something happens. You could change the background, add directions. That would be by adding directions using a separate sprite that just gives instructions in the game. Changing costumes and colors. Change the speed of the ball. I did that. I used a pretty complicated formula actually to change the speed of the ball. And adding another ball. I didn't add another ball, but I added an obstacle in the form of the diver that knocks into my paddle. So I feel pretty confident that I added enough extra features, so I'm sure that I'm ready to turn in my project. So I'm going to go back to the assignment page and I'm going to click Add Submission. It's going to open up a little screen where I can type in, this is Edgar. Here is my Pong game. Hope you enjoy. I ask you to include 3 ways you might improve this game if you had more time to work on it. So let's post the link and hit enter. And then, by the way, you should turn this into a hyperlink. So if you select this and you click up here on this link, you can put the link URL in there. And you want to always choose in the target, open in a new window. This allows your link to open up in a new window and doesn't mess up with the window that the user is viewing. So you want to do that. And then come here. 3 ways I would improve my project are one, I'd add lives so that I have 3 chances to keep trying after the diver hits my paddle. And so on from there. You would add 3 choices of things that you could do to improve your game. And then when you're done, you're going to click Save Changes. Let's see. Then you can see your changes have been saved. You can read your post here. And if you needed to edit your submission, you could do that. And I believe you're allowed a limited amount of time to do that, but you can check that out if that comes up. And then that way I can view your assignment. Okay, so if you have any questions, as always, send me an email. And hope it's all going well, and let me know if anything comes up. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.